working for Karis, well, for years ago, it was Christian Horizons. I heard about it in trainings. I heard about it in internal trainings. I also heard about it with fellow DSP colleagues that were completing it. And I also, like during those conversations, heard about the information sessions that were coming through. So I went to a couple information sessions, well, not couple, like one specifically. And I remember I got a lot of information, and I was like, this sounds really important. And so that's really where I heard about it. And as the years went on, like I kind of put it on the back burner, but then I heard about it from managers, and then I heard it from other leadership positions. And then before I kind of started it, just hearing it from lots of different avenues. But the key thing was information session that did come to one of our I think one of the offices, and I went and hung out there and got information from there. Yeah. The most was the structure, commonality in the sector overall by all the participants when I was in it. Like you work in your agency for so many years, not realizing that there's other people out there also in dealing with or walking through similar joys and similar struggles. And so it's also like the positive feedback when you're kind of walking through it, the reassurance. Like when you like I've had prior secondary education, and sometimes the feeling is like you owe us something. You owe us, like, we're here. You better show up. I'm doing you a favor. But in the apprenticeship program, it was more of a thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the work. When you do show up to class, like, we appreciate your hard work and the conversation, and we're here to support you from that professor kind of standpoint. And so it was really surprising to see that I wasn't in the silo working alone. There was so many other people that work in the sector provincially that I had never engaged with. Like just to hear the conversations and from other people attending, and then also from the professors, like I'm not alone in all the fun things, but also the struggles that we walk through, and there's a commonality in the conversations and then the way that we talk and feel about things and the importance of it and how we're all working towards the same goal. It was cool to hear that. Yeah, that surprised me. Yeah. The fun thing is like you can literally take skills you learn that day and put them into practice. I always give the example, I'll be honest, worked at a program. It was more personalized support and the physical skill of giving a bed bath. I didn't realize there was a procedure. There's also an understanding to that procedure, why we make these things happen. And so you literally can take something like on a physical sense, like a bed bath, and take it and put it into practice. They also make sure that you apply like not just the physical aspects, but like the understanding of things. Like, why is there choice? Why the importance of the choice from a historical perspective? Understanding what things look like historically in the job and why we're continuing that care, the physical sense, the understanding, and how it's very applicable. I also found being able to do it online, made it easy for a work-life balance, more structured about the program. It also gave you an understanding, like there was a physical aspect. We would get the take-home kits, so the creativity of using technology, but then adapting also to different learning styles made it super easy for me to A, work my job, take a course, further educate myself, and literally take that work and knowledge and put it on my daily basis. Like I could use it on a daily basis. Yeah. Oh, from a personal standpoint, you can work in this field and not have an education and work for an agency. I did that for about 9 years. But the confidence in the work that you do is based on the experience in the years of work, what you go through, what you struggle through. And so, yes, this provides like an understanding of what you're going through. But imagine though, if we were to provide supports to people, they would benefit that much more with having someone who can show up prepared, someone who has an understanding, someone who's trained. And so, with this understanding of the many levels and many situations we're in, because the DSP, the DSW, whatever acronym you use, the work is so varied. We joke about it like we work in the banks, we work with diet, we work with person with their money, like we work with families, we work with them on a daily basis, understanding. So like we work in so many avenues, but that only comes with experience and long term. But if you have an education, like if you show up to the situation and you already have a prior understanding of the systems that are in place, like we're working with people. They would rather you show up and be like, yeah, I knew about this or I studied about this. Burnout is a real thing, and it can come from frustration. In my opinion, it's from a lack of understanding. And so, if you can get a better understanding and educating yourself, which in turn gives you like this resiliency from understanding, people who receive sports from a person-driven or person-centered perspective, and also a historic perspective, they benefit from that prior knowledge instead of going in, well, I've never done this before, so let's try it out. More of like, okay, I understand what's in place. I'm here, I'm educated, and it's just a win-win for you as a person providing the sport, and then the person who's like hanging out with you. So, oh, from